But at the end of the day, it is like I said, put the fight on.
Hey, Wack, hey, yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? JERMALL CHARLO returns to boxing this weekend, May 31st, on a doubleheader with Caleb Plant. Both guys are fighting quote-unquote tune-up fights with the idea of potentially fighting against each other if both of them are to be victorious this weekend. JERMALL CHARLO is fighting Lamana, a guy who has about 5 or 6 losses, a journeyman type of guy, someone that you get in the ring with at this point to get you some rounds in. It's a good comeback fight, somebody that's not too dangerous, but a veteran guy who will go some rounds with you so you can get the work in and kind of measure where you are in terms of your conditioning, what you've been working on in the gym, comparing yourself to your last outing. We know that JERMALL CHARLO fought Jose Benavidez at 160. I think they either did it at 160 or it was like a catch weight, right? But this was the highest I've ever seen Jose Benavidez. I'm like, JERMALL CHARLO won that fight handedly, but I didn't really like what I saw in that fight. But again, he had been off for years, right? So this is another long layoff, and he's coming back and he's fighting a guy who is more so around the 160, 168 division. JERMALL CHARLO plans on fighting at 168. Of course, he's talking about fighting Caleb Plant. And he even talked about in a recent article that I read on Boxing Scene that he's interested in going up to 175 at one point. Now, we know JERMALL CHARLO's moniker, his nickname is the future of boxing. Well, that nickname is becoming less indicative or descriptive of his actual current self as a fighter and in the sport today, because he's 35 years old, still undefeated, 33-0 with 22 knockouts. JERMALL CHARLO is and has always been a very talented fighter and a fun to watch fighter because he has power, he's got combinations, he got great jab, he's got tenacity when he's in the ring. He's shown dog in fights, he's shown the willingness to go for the knockout, he's shown highlight reel knockouts, he's shown toughness in fights. JERMALL CHARLO really has always had the ability to be, or the potential to be, the complete package. But as we know, he's dealt with a lot of outside the ring stuff, family beef with his brother, a lot of things that has essentially derailed his career and taken him off his path, which is unfortunate because I really believe that JERMALL CHARLO, you know, he really could have been something special. And again, this is, you know, he's not admonished for continuing to fight at this point just because he's 35. I mean, you still undefeated. I think he's still some meat on the bone. You know what I'm saying? There's still some things that he can go out there and do. Still some guys we want to see him fight, like Caleb Plant. I mean, if you let a man slap you in your face out in public, on camera, out in public, it ain't like Caleb Plant had a whole goon squad of dudes with him. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like there was a bevy of security guards blocking JERMALL CHARLO from getting his lick back. No, the man got slapped straight up and down right there with another man in front of you, and you ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know JERMALL CHARLO had a whole lot of mental shit going on. Again, he was beefing with his brother at the time. He beefing with Terrence Crawford. He beefing with, now Jermell was the one really beefing with Bud. But they had so much shit going on, and you know, his wife and his brother's wives getting into it and shit like that. So I know mentally he wasn't really all there, but I mean, for me, just looking at the history, just me as a man, right? And then looking at the history of the Charlos and JERMALL CHARLO having a hot head. Somebody slap you, bro, and you already dealing with shit, bro, that'll make a motherfucker crash out even more. So that almost makes me more inclined to believe that the mental shit was like deeper than what I thought, because it's like he wasn't even fully there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you let a motherfucker slap you in your face and just get away with it like that. So it's like, bruh, it shouldn't even, when motherfuckers ask you in interviews, are you gonna fight Caleb Plant, or are you willing to fight Caleb Plant? Is that a fight that you're after, that you're actively trying to get, bruh? He should have no hesitation. Yes. Like Craig said with Smoke, yes. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no guessing, none of that. That should be the fight that you trying to get ASAP, bruh. Motherfucker slapped you in your face in front of millions, because that video is out. You know what I'm saying? People have seen that. So, bro, you gotta get your lick back. And you on a double header, same card with Caleb Plant. Y'all cordial now. I mean, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? On some grown man shit. Maybe behind the closed doors, y'all done already had conversations about fighting, so you really ain't pressed. You know what I'm saying? You really ain't pressed about the shit. Like, you probably acknowledging the fact that you was going through some shit at the time, and maybe you was bullshitting, and which is whatever that caused Caleb Plant to slap you. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's probably good reasons why JERMALL CHARLO ain't crashed out on Caleb Plant. But I'm just saying, bro, you gotta fight him now. You have to fight him. So you gotta get past Lamana. But as far as his last performance with Jose Benavidez, that was coming off of a long layoff. You fought the smaller brother, Jose Benavidez, a guy that came up. I had never seen Jose at anywhere close to 160. You know what I'm saying? We did fight at 154, but that was the highest I've seen Jose Benavidez, and that's the dude you brought up and fought. JERMALL CHARLO won that fight handedly, but I wasn't super impressed with the performance, just because I expect you to stop a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? A guy who got stopped by Terrence Crawford at 147. And I ain't to say, you know, that you got stopped by Bud, so anybody supposed to stop you. No, but we talking about JERMALL CHARLO, who is considerably bigger than Terrence Crawford, and you bringing a guy up closer to your natural weight, and you go the distance with him. And again, it's a layoff. That leads me to my next thing. This fight, again, coming off another layoff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to make the same mistake of having high expectations as far as the type of performance I'm expecting. I will say that I have been noticing JERMALL CHARLO has been in the gym. He has been looking more consistent. This is the most consistent I've seen him in recent years. The training, the type of shape he's in, the temperament and attitude that I've been sensing from him is that he's back. He's taking the sport serious again. Another positive is that I saw, and I posted this in the community, photos of he and his brother kicking it again, back cool. You know what I'm saying? Now, we seen that before. They back cool then beefing, back cool then beefing. But I like the fact that, you know, it seems from the outside looking in that they figuring out the family structure, and that's good, because a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. When you got a guy that's got so much shit going on, man, mentally outside the ring, bro, that shit don't bode well on come fight time under the lights. A happy fighter who ain't got a whole lot of family drama going on, that's a dangerous fighter, because that's the fighter that's focused on training. That's a fighter that's focused on his game plan. He mentally sharp. He's aggressive. He's ready and prepared for everything that's coming his way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that's the case for JERMALL CHARLO. I want to see a dominant performance versus Lamana, but again, I'm not. After the layoff, bruh, and the inconsistencies in recent performances, I ain't really expecting a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he looks good. Hopefully Caleb Plant do his thing, and then they can line that up and actually, you know, give us a fight. This could be a fight for JERMALL CHARLO to really get himself back to where he need to be. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Plant is a name. He's been in there. He's been on pay-per-view multiple times. He's been in there with the best guys. Caleb Plant ain't been turning down no smoke. He's been fighting everybody. You know what I'm saying? He's coming off good performances. This is a guy that you want to fight if you JERMALL CHARLO, to make people take you serious again. And then for Caleb Plant, it's an opportunity to put an undefeated guy on your resume. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. How do y'all feel about JERMALL CHARLO and you know, him recently. What are you expecting from him in this fight versus Lamana? And do you actually think that he will go after the Caleb Plant fight if both of them is to be successful on this Saturday, man? Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender Regime Boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.